What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Real Ones Canes podcast. He is Cam Underwood, managing editor, State of the U. You can check Cam out on Twitter at Underwood Sports. I'm the Beast, Brian London. Follow me at Miami Radio Beast. Cam, we sat next to each other in the press box earlier tonight as we record this Saturday night just after 10 p.m. We watched Miami absolutely flambe NC State. 41-7 was the final score. Definitely not what either of us predicted. As we talked before we started recording, I said, I don't even know what to talk about. It was a thorough ass kicking. And Cam says, well, we can nitpick. But let's start with before we nitpick, let's just start with the good, which is the offense. I mean, they got a field goal to start out with. And then after that, Carson Beck and the offense got going, led by the freshman running back, Gerard Pringle, over 100 yards in his first start, which he deserved after last week's performance. And he looked amazing with the ball. We'll talk more about him. And Keelan Marion, another night where he almost had another 100-yard receiving game. He had 96 yards receiving. Malachi Toney did it all. He caught the ball, he threw the ball, and he ran the ball. The offensive line did pretty well. I think I remember only one procedural penalty, maybe, I think.
Yeah, but that wasn't on the offensive line.
No, I thought a number 70 situation.
He had a hold.
Okay.
The procedural was illegal shift.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I think it was illegal formation, but it's a difference without a distinction.
Yeah, okay. And so it was what I'm trying to get at was a pretty clean game from the offense, and the defense was just smothering. Absolutely smothering.
It was great to see.
Yeah, they shut down one of the best running backs in the conference, and they took away a dynamic quarterback in CJ Bailey. And other than the last garbage time TD where Miami didn't even just have their number twos in, they had like their threes, their fours, and whatever came after that in on that series. When the guys that make an impact were in, there was nothing doing for NC State's offense. So it was pretty much an ass kicking by the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, from front to back, top to bottom, it was great to see. You love getting points on the first drive. You get a stop to start the game against their offense, and then you go score. That's how runs happen in sports, like spurts that like make the scoreboard look lopsided one way or another. Stops on defense, scores on offense. I don't care if you're talking about hockey, baseball, basketball, football, whatever. So getting a stop and then a score, you really wanted that to be 7, but okay, cool. We'll take the 3 to start. And then the defense was just monstrous. And got a pick 6 from Jakobe Thomas, who was playing a massive role always, but even a little bit bigger with Keontae Scott out, to make it 10-0. And then it was just like, there's the metaphor of the field tilting. Like it was, it was like an 88-degree incline that NC State offensively was trying to climb up. It was beautiful to see from our side of the ball. Held the ball for almost 37 minutes in the game. 28 first downs for Miami to 9 total first downs for NC State. 142 yards of offense. Like Hollywood Smothers, their star running back, like literally sitting in the press box, eating candy and talking between plays. You and I had more rushing yards than did Hollywood Smothers, who had -2. Like, objectively, we were more successful running backs today in terms of yardage. Like it's really a testament to just the talent on this team and then the application and performance of that talent. Missing plenty of starters.
A ton.
Play didn't start. He didn't play at all. You had OJ Frederick, who's been out for weeks. You have Keontae Scott, who's in a walking boot on his right foot. And it hurt my heart. I don't know if people caught it during Cristobal's post-game presser.
I was about to bring this up.
in a response about playing well while missing many starters on both sides of the ball, because Mark Fletcher didn't start either. CJ Daniels, I don't believe, played, even though he was not on the injury report anymore. Maybe something tweaked before the game and he was ruled out or whatever. But in the answer, the response about, okay, listing all the guys who were missing and going forward, Mario Cristobal slipped up because he's usually pretty tight-lipped about things that he doesn't want to say to the media or get out there. But he, in his emotion and just kind of running down the scenario, slipped up and said, yeah, Keontae Scott, and I quote, his injury is a very significant injury or very serious injury. And
he also, I think he said it was a heartbreaking injury.
And then he went on to say, it's heartbreaking for the kid. You see how much da. But like the direct quote was, it's a serious injury. And like that, as I was tweeting from the back row, I said, whoa.
Yeah, we ain't seen him again.
Right. So I don't like it. Like Mario was about to go there and say that because after he said it's a serious injury, he said, well, yeah, and it's just heartbreaking for the kid. You see, he wants to win. He wants to be out there, da. And the next sentence was going to be, and I don't know if we see him play again this year. And he saw it coming, and he realized, he goes, oh, my God, I'm Mario Cristobal, and I don't say those things. Anyway, so to the point of your question and the team playing without these guys, like it was a real pregnant pause, non sequitur segue from where he was going, talking about and praising what Keontae Scott did and meant for this team, past tense. And then like, oh, well, you asked about how the team that was here played, missing these guys. So let me actually answer that. And it was hard work and dedication. And I was just like, yo. So this is a little bit of projection and a little bit of reading between the lines, looking at Mario Cristobal's face and hearing the tone of his voice being in that room. And you sit in the front row and you video all of these, and you can go find Beast's video, which is up on YouTube, of the full stream of all of the availabilities. Yeah, I don't know if we see Keontae Scott play again for the Miami Hurricanes. So that's not great. But even without him, the defense played amazingly. And they're going to need to continue to do that because the playoffs have already started for Miami. And to even have a chance to get into the college football championship bracket, you got to win them all.
Yeah. I'm making the mistake of looking around at scores, and I just have to stop myself and go, you know what? It does not matter. It just does not matter until after this, like when Miami has beaten Virginia Tech and has beaten Pitt, then it matters. Like to start going through all of the different, machinations of how they can somehow get to the college football playoff. Like right now, it's just even with a couple weeks left in the season, there's still too much to happen.
Well, there's this beautiful website. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called StateofTheU.com. That is a place where I and other content creators, we go down the rabbit hole of all these machinations. So if you are like Brian and you say, you know what, I'm going to leave it for a couple of weeks and I'm not going to look at anything and nothing matters until you get the concrete results, great. If you are otherwise inclined to say, you know what, I want to dream. I want to go through the permutations. I want to see what the path could look like. Maybe check out some pieces by Cameron J. Underwood at StateofTheU.com. Just saying. And there will be another one that comes up probably tomorrow about what needs to happen for Miami to make it to the ACC championship game, which is A, still a long shot, but B, a step. I mean, obviously, as the season continues to step closer to becoming real and possible, but with the results of this week in the ACC, we will have a clearer picture of what concrete results we need next week and the week after. So I wrote one this week because people were asking after the college football playoff announcement and everything, and after a couple teams lost, you're like, okay, so like what? People keep saying that there's a chance to get to the ACC championship game. What are some of those scenarios? So I wrote that, but then with this week down, and I hate to say it, but God darn it, thank you, Clemson, for beating Louisville and getting them all the way.
Yeah, I know. I said that to you in the press box.
I know.
I can't believe I had to root for Clemson.
The worst. But with all of these results this week, then we can go forward to next week and say, okay, now with these results having happened, it's even more clear what we would need to have happen to make it to the ACC championship game. So those kind of what ifs and walks down hypothetical lane, if you will, that and plenty more great content, StateofTheU.com. You should go check it out, bro.
Yeah, everyone should check out the StateofTheU.com. Can we talk about Gerard Pringle?
Let's, please, at length.
Because I don't know that I've seen a freshman running back have that kind of vision to be able to hit the hole as well and as quickly as he does. Number 22 knows where to go and knows what to do with it when he gets there.
I have, and it's been a long time since we've seen this player at the University of Miami. It's funny because the player I'm going to mention got inducted to the UM Sports Hall of Fame today.
Yep.
Randy Duke Johnson.
Yep.
Because when he was a freshman, he was doing crazy things. Now, Duke was even more of a home run hitter.
Correct.
Then, as a freshman, then is Gerard Pringle. But, yeah, we went to this outside zone Shanahan kind of run scheme with Pringle. Stretch them laterally, put one foot in the ground and hit your hole and get going. Pringle got the juice. And I don't know that I'm fully ready to anoint him as like actually, I did tweet it during the game. I said he's running back 1. I meant for the day. I don't necessarily mean overall, especially if and when Mark Fletcher Jr. returns. But he definitely has starting caliber skills. And again, this is something that we've criticized Cristobal for maybe not leaning into freshman early. But then you look at, OJ Frederick started the first snap last year, freshman All-American. Malachi Tony might be a first-team All-American, period, full stop, But, like, beyond that, it's been few and far between. Anez Cooper did, Noah did. Actually, now that I think about it, there's probably more examples than people like, and so what we can say. But I say all that to say, Cristobal also in his post-game presser said, and this is a direct quote, it would have been unprofessional for us not to give him a starting opportunity this week after the way that he worked and played last week. And I said, there you go. And so, like, the earning it part was both in practice and in the game. Because remember, last week, both Pringle and Dalen Upshaw got Scout Teamer of the Week for their position and Offensive Player of the Week.
Correct.
Overall in the game. So this is a guy who's, and he said it again, he was like, he was going 4 snaps with Scout Team, sprinting over to the other field, getting 2 snaps with the starters, going back over there and doing it. So he earned it in practice, showed it in the game. And I love that because remembering that this is a profession and everything, even for the players, because they get paid and like they want to even go to the next level of the profession, he said it would have been unprofessional if we did not give him that opportunity that he duly and rightly earned and showed in the game. And I love the fact that they rewarded that kid for going out there and showing and proving and not just saying, cool, that was 1 week. We're going back to Jordan Lyle. We're going back to whomever else. Go sit on ice until such a time as they said, no, we gave you the opportunity. You showed and proved and earned it. See what you can do with it. And what he did with it was 148 yards of total offense in his first collegiate start. Shout out to you also for your first 100-yard game, 22. Wish that he would have got a touchdown on top of it. But no, a really, really, really great game. And also impactful in the passing game with 2 catches for 32. And oh my good Lord, Malachi Tony.
Oh, Lord.
I know it was a trick play, and I know that there was a little bit of pressure. But Pringle was so butt naked, wide open on that release wheel route. And Malachi Tony missed it. But it's funny, Chris Wall said, like, hey, his passer rating had to go down with that his first incompletion of the year. Like, yeah, he's not perfect anymore. Pringle was so wide open. If he would have caught that, that would have been over 200 yards total offense with a touchdown. But either way, a really, really great performance from him.
I love seeing freshmen like take advantage of their opportunity. And, I asked him, I said, hey, when did you find out that you were gonna be the first guy up? And he said, just a couple of days before the game. And, I just went with it, man. I was ready. I've been preparing for this and I was ready to go. And he did. I do wonder a little bit about Jordan Lyle and the impact on him and what his future is, but maybe we save that one for another day. Maybe that's not one to dive into tonight.
Okay. I think that's reasonable, but I mean, look, you got to earn your snaps. respectfully, Jordan Lyle wasn't doing a lot with the ones that he had. We had to go try to find a hot hand, and we found, a live flame over there with Gerard Pringle. But yeah, no, really, really great. And just he's just quicker and faster, and just he plays at a different tempo. Like I kept saying it during the game, was like he has the juice. It's just he just moves differently than everybody else on the roster at that position. Like you got Marty Brown, who's serviceable. He's a number 2 back. Like he can play here for the next 2 or 3 years, and I will love having Marty Brown here. You got Mark Lyle, Lord Jesus, Mark Fletcher, who's a real big body at like 6'3", 220. You know what I mean? But like Pringle, that kid, man, he gets in and out of his change of direction. Like he just has juice to him. He's like a live electrical wire out there. It looks and feels differently. And you're running a little bit of a different offense. Like you can see, like it wasn't just duo power inside zone, split zone wham.
It wasn't just A gap.
You have a lot there was a lot of A gap and B gap, but again, when you're running outside zone, right, and that gap started on the left hash, and now that front side A gap is outside the other hash. Like, yeah, but you got a lot of it was beautiful to see. They just went to this outside zone series that was, and yeah, even if he cuts it backside, like, yeah, you still just get lateral movement and like, quicker than a whisper. But yeah, a really, really, really great performance from that guy.
I want to give a shout out to Carson Beck because he played as clean a game as we've seen him play. 21 of 27, so 78% completion rate, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the big number, no interceptions.
And also, as well, in addition, he had a touchdown to Malachi Tony called back. True. And Elijah Lofton had 2 of the worst drops that you will see.
But he did get a touchdown, Elijah Lofton, so yeah.
He did. He finally caught one.
I've been told, by the way, he's the best player on offense.
I've also been told that same thing. I've also had a different person, not the same, because Beast and I do have a group chat with a couple other people, but not from that group chat, but from somebody else. I've heard repeatedly that he is not the best player on offense. He's the best player on the roster. And
oh, wow.
He likes to be. But yeah, look, great for him. He got his first touchdown on the 29-yarder. Might have been down at the 6-inch line, but they called it. They called it in to start with, nothing to overturn it, so it stood. But like, he had a drop on a bubble screen.
Yep. Yes.
And like they
that was a weird play though. That was like Carson Beck was under duress when he threw that.
Ball hit him in both hands.
Yes, Elijah should have caught it, but I'm just saying that was a weird play.
I get it. Right, it was. But the point of that play is you let in some pressure from over here. We got the numbers over there. Get the ball out, catch it, and go work because you got 2 blockers in front of you.
Right, yeah.
They gave Elijah Lofton a carry from running back. It was such a very clear and coordinated scheme the ball to 9. Because he's crying about it. We're paying him this NIL, and he might transfer away if we don't. That was very clear by all the shenanigans they did to get him the ball. And with all due respect, I don't believe he's the level of player that you should be doing these things for.
He hasn't proven it on the field yet. I don't know what he does in practice. I don't know.
Green Tree All-American. He had all those clips from spring practice.
He looked amazing in spring ball. I sat there during the spring game, and I was like, wow, this kid is amazing. But back to Carson Beck, like just perfect, just clean, just like field general, got the job done in a groove. Just all of the things that you wanted from him to see consistently for the entire year. He's back, and he actually had a pretty elongated answer when he talked about it tonight at the press conference. When he talked about, listen, man, I had my elbow reconstructed, and like I basically had to find my way again. And in the beginning of the year, it was kind of easy because I had all these playmakers doing unbelievable things, and Malachi and CJ and whatever. But there's ebbs and flows to coming back from an elbow reconstruction, and now he says he feels 100%, and it looks a lot better right now.
Yeah, he looked really good tonight. Quick, smart decisions, some deep balls. Hashtag I told you, Beast.
Yeah, well, wait.
Okay, let me finish my answer, and then we're going to go back to that.
Yeah.
But also smart with the ball. He pulled it down a couple of times instead of trying to force the ball. He scrambled for a couple first downs in key spots, only sacked once, didn't put the ball in harm's way. Really, really good. Period. 2, 3, 4. Cool. So the conversation, why I said I told Beast. Before the game, the receivers and then the defensive line at the end of the early outs. Well, not really. It's Ruben Bain and Akeem Mezdor. They work on a specific move with Jason Taylor, the two of them, after everybody else goes in. Like, hey, coach, can you stay out and really help me with this one thing? So they work on a specific thing, and then I'll point that out, like I won't say it before the game because, like, I just don't want it to be out there and necessarily get to the other team because, like, socials are like that.
Right.
Also, when you get the full uniform warm-ups, the receivers work on a specific skill during their individual time. Before a couple games earlier, it was like one-handed catches. Remember we saw CJ Daniels doing those in games? Like, you saw them train the skill and then the skill come into the game. The skill today for the receivers was tracking the ball over the top of the helmet to make catches. You know what I mean? Like where you're looking up and then it drops down like, the Willie Mays catch. And they were all on vertical routes, outside releases going vertical. And I said, wait, Beast, they only do, they do these things because it's in the game plan, but we haven't thrown any vertical routes ever. Yeah. So, do you think it's in the game plan? Because just basing it off of the 7 games that I've been here for this year, they do a thing for extended period because it's the thing of focus, to which you laughed.
I wasn't buying it.
Understandably, and said we haven't thrown a ball more than 15 yards all season. I said, yeah, I hear you, but the fact that they're doing this is a hint to me that we're going to see some of that today. And then we saw it. There was one nice to Keelan Marion. There was a back shoulder fade and a jump ball to Joshua Moore. There was another couple that, like a shot play on play action to Malachi Tony that was incomplete, beautifully overthrown because if it would have been underthrown, it was an interception into double coverage. But there were multiple instances of pushing it vertically to utilize that over the shoulder, drop it in the bucket thing. And after the first one to Keelan Marion, I just looked over at BC and was like, okay. And I was just like, it's not even that
right.
I don't know. It's a thing that I've been paying attention to all year. They train the skill and then it's in the game plan and they use the skill and it showed up again today. And Carson Beck did very well to put the ball where he needed to make that happen. Boom, done.
Back to the defense real quick. Listen, they did an unbelievable job of absolutely disrupting CJ Bailey. But there was one lone sack on the night. And it is amazing to me. I just saw this tweet. This is why I'm bringing it up.
Say it.
Miami has basically the 2 best graded defensive ends in the country. 2 of the best. If not one in whatever. With Bain and Mezdor. Was there a holding call? Was there any holding calls? Anyone? No?
No, there was a personal foul for hands to the face.
Oh, okay.
On NC State, but no holding calls, no.
Okay. So you mean to tell me
yes,
that between Bain and Mezdor and everybody else, they only sacked CJ Bailey once, but there was no holding? That's what I'm supposed to believe?
You are correct, sir. False start, personal foul were the 4 penalties on NC State.
Oh, wait. NC State only had 4 penalties, but Miami somehow had 8?
Oh, okay. The 2-to-1 ratio continues.
Yes, the trend continues.
If not, we've seen even more than that, but it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. There were no holding calls. I don't even ask for them anymore, honestly, because they're just not going to call them. But the defense, even without properly adjudicated calls, this was a masterclass from Corey Heatherman. Yeah. This dude is so dialed in. He has his team dialed in. Again, missing 3 key starters up on defense in O.J. Frederick, Keontae Scott, a Thorpe Award semifinalist who probably won't win it now because he's probably not going to play again. But God darn it, he was on the inside track towards winning that award. and David Blay, being out, and you still just go and figure it out. It's really incredible to see. This team is fast, it's physical. It was definitely the ESV, enthusiasm, swarming, and violence. The ESV on defense has been perpetual.
Oh, they were
season.
hitting hard tonight.
Boy, I mean, you had CJ Bailey. It's funny. Again, just quick reminder if you guys didn't know, he was the quarterback at Chaminade with Jeremiah Smith and JoJo Trader and all the boys. Didn't recruit him. Tried to contact him later. He goes to NC State. Boom. Said the right thing in his in his press availability this week, saying, being asked directly, do you have, hatred to Miami? Do you have anything to prove to them? Da, 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 da. He said, I got nothing to prove to anybody but the guys in this locker room. We're going to go out there. We're going to do our best. We're game planning to go win, and that's what we believe we can do. That man was jumping around before the game, hyped in a little bit. I mean, he's gesticulating to the fans, obviously because his whole family is, sitting on that sideline. I mean, he's jumping up and down. He's hollering at people. Yeah, bobbing around, listening to, hip hop music and everything, and just yeah. And then the game started. And I guess it's a good thing that he said he didn't have anything to prove to Miami, because Lord Jesus knows he didn't show anything that was provable and worthy. But yeah, the defense. Yeah, we smacked him in the mouth. We smacked everybody in the mouth. It was a delight.
Can we possibly offer Corey Heatherman some more money and lock him up? Because he feels like he's on a path to leaving at some point.
Over under 1.5 more seasons after this one with Heatherman.
1.5?
Mm-hmm. Or do you want me to change that number to 0.5? Or is that another?
I would go under 1.5.
Under 1.5.
Unless there is some major contribution to his bank account.
I believe that he will be getting a raise because we see the value.
Right.
So yeah, cool. Under 1.5. So you think one more season? If I change the number to 0.5, over under.
Ooh.
As in, does Corey Heatherman return as defensive coordinator to Miami next year? El año que viene.
Well, you know what? There's a couple of factors though. As I think this through, right?
Please.
Like you're losing Bain and Mesidor, which you don't have. There's a bunch of guys in the defensive backfield that will not be here. All these portal guys that came in, Keontae Scott, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do you go out on top if you're offered a job? Now, I don't know what his prospects are as a head coach. Like, I don't know I don't know if he's been thought about as a head coaching prospect before, all of that stuff. But I do know this, that guy can mother bleeping coach.
Fair. I agree, and I hear you with all of those things. Back to the question, over or under 0.5?
Oh, you wanted me to answer.
I sure did.
I would still go over. I would still go over 0.5.
Yeah. Okay. So that sweet spot of basically enjoy this ride for one more season.
Correct.
And then
yes,
be sure that you are preparing for whomever else will be the defensive coordinator at Miami in 2027.
Jason Taylor. What? Huh? By the way, if he's around,
I'm down for that.
Jason Taylor wants to be a head coach.
Does he?
Yeah, he wants to be a head coach.
I wasn't sure about that because I know that, he's doing the line or the ends coaching thing, but I wasn't sure or hadn't necessarily heard about his desire for upward mobility. But okay,
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, I listen, maybe I'm wrong, but like a couple of people I've talked to that know him from his NFL days,
yeah,
they believe that he has a desire to be a head coach.
Well, he's on a great starting path to that journey.
Also at any point in time, he could be offered an NFL D coordinator job, right? Like
or position coach
or
work his way from coach.
I think what he likes about what he's doing now is he doesn't have to move anywhere, right? Like he lives
in the same house.
He lives in the same house, and I believe he truly loves teaching. Like when we see him work with Bane and Mesidor, like he loves that aspect of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
He loves being able to share like his gifts with the young guys. So I think that's all part of it. But yeah, he's go ahead.
No, I just finish your thought. I was going to
No, I'm done. I mean, that's I
just wanted to put up the church finger just to let you know. Yeah, I did have one more thing. Speaking of passing on knowledge to the next generation, it was honestly a joy to watch Mario Cristobal oversee the offensive line warmups. Like, that dude coaches offensive line, and he loves that stuff, man. Like it's great because they have two groups.
Yes, and he goes back and forth.
So they're on the end line. I'm going to paint the picture for everybody. So it's in the end zone where CJ Bailey scored, where the Virginia Tech throw was, like that, right there going into the west end zone, at the bottom side, going towards the Miami sideline.
So southwest corner.
Southwest corner over there. So on the bottom side of the uprights, they have two lines, one on the, right there next to the upright, and one at the corner pylon. And that's where they do their one-on-ones and stuff. And Cristobal has his heels on the goal line, facing the end line. And he watched every rep of, so he's going over here, he watches it up, he's clapping, and he's already moving over this way, and he's yelling back and coaching, and then his head snaps, and he watches that, and you could just feel, even from the press box, the energy. It was honestly, and so I was a teacher, and I loved teaching and working with my groups and giving them the knowledge, and I felt such a kindred spirit in Cristobal with that. It's there's other coaches, and he wasn't in there intricately because he's Mirabal is the one who's there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm just overseeing it, and I'm connected to it. Hey, DBs, y'all got two coaches. D-line, y'all got two coaches. Linebacker, you got everybody, y'all got coaches. This me right here. And you could just feel it. And it's just it felt different than the other games this year. And it got me so excited because sometimes we forget the joy of the things that we love, the joy of music or the joy of sport or whatever it is, that thing that you're so closely dedicated to. And I truly felt the joy of Mario Cristobal smiling with the whistle hanging out of the side of his mouth, just watching big dudes get after it. Hand placement inside, who's bigger and stronger, and who's done the thing, and who's taking that false step, and who's taking advantage on the other side of them taking that false step. And I'm watching every single rep through warmups. It was really cool, bro. It was really cool.
This one just in, as we are recording this after 10 o'clock at night on Saturday night, the Gators lost 34-24, despite the fact that they were leading for a lot of the game over Ole Miss. So that is no bueno. Not that it matters anyways, but just thought I would mention that. And
that's fine for us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
And we need Ole Miss to lose another game on top of that one, but leaving them up top in front of us, they're not necessarily close enough where I don't think that would have made a difference. But okay.
Florida State beat Virginia Tech 34-14 in the possible battle for James Franklin, which we can discuss during the midweek show if that becomes an opportunity. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, you said that there was some stuff to nitpick on. So we'll do that. We will nitpick on the other side because certainly in a 41-7 blowout, there's got to be something that went wrong. And we will discuss that and more on the other side. You're listening and watching the Real Ones Canes podcast. Welcome back to the Real Ones Canes podcast. He's Cam Underwood, managing editor, State of the U. You can follow Cam on Twitter at Underwood Sports. I'm Brian the Beast London. You can follow me at Miami Radio Beast. Cam, I saw you ferociously typing during the game at StateofTheU.com. Why? Because you do the best, most popular piece that comes out every week called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That is up at StateofTheU.com. What else do we have up at StateofTheU.com?
Yeah, it was such a blowout that I was actually doing all of the narrative during the game and was just finishing the statistics after the game. Yikes. But yeah, StateofTheU.com, we have a bunch of stuff live. So after the game, we have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We're actually in order. We have our game recap. our 3 stars from the game, and then the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it takes me a little bit longer to finish crafting that. Mike Schiffman, shout out to him, doing double duty this week with both the game recap and the 3 stars. Like I said, good, bad, ugly. You can interact with the feed over here on the right as well. Plenty of other things. Our game thread only had 259 comments this week. Interesting. That's down from recent. Scenarios to make the ACC championship game. I told you that was up there. Our game preview, rooting guide for week 12, op-ed from Craig T. Smith about the defense being tested in the aftermath of Keontae Scott's injury. The injury report for the week. Still have up the recruiting rules, which I need to do a volume 2 of, but yeah. John Michael still ranking all of the FBS teams in the state of Florida, our matchups of the week, and more. Just a click away for you from now, StateofTheU.com. Get into it.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, let's nitpick. And I don't even know where you're going to go because I don't even know what there is to nitpick about, but I'm sure we can find something. Well, I know one thing. You already mentioned it, and I can think of one more thing as well.
Okay.
Would you like me to bring up my 2 guesses?
Please.
Elijah Lofton drops.
Yes, absolutely.
Marty Brown fumble.
I hadn't even gotten there yet. Yeah, that's bad. Can't have that. That was in the ugly. Like, you just can't have. It was our first lost fumble of the year, and it was when Miami was only up 3-0, and it was on the.
I mean, he was absolutely rocked, but still hold on to the football.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hashtag of course moment. Like, we're up 3-0. We just got another stop. We get the ball back. Then you fumble it. Now you're thinking, oh God, they're going to go score. It's going to be 7-3, And then CJ Bailey promptly floated a ball to the far sideline, which was picked off and returned 60 yards for a touchdown by Jakobe Thomas. But yeah, that was definitely something worth nitpicking. You don't want to have that. Also, Mesdor had a strip sack with a forced fumble, which bounced around, and then NC State recovered. So just the fumble luck was terrible. But yeah, no, those are 2 things that need to get better. I think, well, I'm definitely nitpicking here. Both Gerard, Pringle, and Chris Wheatley-Humphrey, who came in, at the tail end of the game, I think Pringle had 3, and then Wheatley-Humphrey had 2, I distinctly remember, of runs that were touchdowns if they got out of the shoestring tackle on their final foot. Like, Wheatley-Humphrey, literally, if he gets another single step with his right foot twice.
Yes, twice.
Gone.
Twice.
And it was his right foot was the one behind. And if that foot gets out of that hold, to the apartments. Nitpicking. Need that. Also nitpicking. You settled for multiple field goals. You settled for 3. You hit 2 and missed 1. First of all, I can't have any missed kicks. That's just.
Where was I during the missed kick?
Mm-hmm.
When was the missed kick?
When
did I miss the kick? I missed a missed kick.
You did? Oh, you missed a missed kick. The missed kick was fourth quarter, 7 minutes, 19 seconds.
I remember it. I remember it now.
Yeah.
It was towards the east end zone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Now
it's towards the east end zone.
Yeah. No, don't miss kicks.
But also settling for kicks. Like, we need to have fewer kick opportunities because we need to be putting those into 7s, not 3s.
I tweeted it as soon as we went for our first field goal, which is I need touchdowns, not field goals. That part.
That's a thing that has been a sticking point for me for many a year, especially the last 2 years. Well, not the last 2, because last year we scored a lot of touchdowns. But even then, you can't leave these points on the field by having these drives stall for whatever reason, whether it's a holding penalty or a dropped pass so I'm nitpicking. Absolutely. I'm nitpicking also, and this is just for vanity and pride. Allowing them to score and not shutting them out really grinds my gears, Brian.
Oh,
and by the way, and they left their starters in all the way to the bitter end, playing against our number 4s, 3s and 4s, and walk-ons, air quotes, because there aren't walk-ons, but there are, whatever. But the bottom of the roster players, that bugs me. That rubs me the wrong way.
If it bugs you, don't you think it bugs Corey Heatherman? Like, how pissed do you think he is?
I mean, he doesn't talk anyway. It looks like the Terminator, but I'm sure he's even more terminating at this point. Yeah, he has to be very bad. But you're playing such low comparative quality. Even like, I know like our twos could start there, and some of our threes would play rotation snaps there, and that's just being objective. And if you take a bunch against that, tough. But yeah, when you're playing like threes and fours,
it's also a lot of those guys like they don't play off. Even if they were talented, like they just don't get run. So they like, you know, it's a little bit different than it is on Green Tree.
Yeah, a lot of missed tackles. Like we're not playing the thud, which, you know, a couple of times on that drive, it's like, okay, well, I thudded the running back. Thud don't need a goddamn thing. They're going to get another 10 yards. So yeah, things like that. Those are nitpicks. I will nitpick I was going to nitpick the screen game, but honestly, Shannon Dawson took out a couple of pivots and like constraint plays to the screens, like other screens that actually worked, because the one screen didn't. So it's like, cool, we're not going to run that one. We're going to do this other one based off of that first one. So like, I'm actually okay with that. There was one more nit that I wanted to pick. Oh, the standard's the standard, and I'm sorry that this is going to be harsh. Luke Nickel underthrew a touchdown to Night Carr so badly. It's laughable. Like they ran a sluggo, like a slant and go, and Night Carr was open by 15 yards. And number one, he threw the ball late, did Luke Nickel, and number two, that ball hung and was 20 yards underthrown because it should have been further in front of him where he catches it and coasts into the end zone, and he had to stop and come backwards to it. Yeah, I need that to be better from you. And I know, again, this is your first action and whatever. Standard being the standard, a Miami quarterback hits that throw. Period, point blank, comment story. I will give credit to Emory Williams, though. They tried to bait him into an interception on the play before the missed field goal was a slant to JoJo Trader. The linebacker looked like he blitzed. He tagged the offensive lineman and then backed up into the throwing lane. And Emory pumped it a couple of times. And then when he finally threw it, because the ball got to come out quick on a short set pass, it was behind JoJo and incomplete. I know you want the completion there. I appreciate the awareness not to simply blindly throw it on a quick short set, but looking and saying, oh, number one is over there. Let me not do that. But then also knowing in his head and hearing coach saying, okay, you got to throw the ball because you're going to get sacked. But yeah, the fact that he did not throw an interception there, even though it was incomplete, I thought that showed some growth from him. So, yeah, I think those are the nits that I'm thinking.
All right, good. By the way, I'm glad you brought up the Luke Nickel thing, the Emory thing, because a little bit of a tease. As long as I don't forget, and Cam, I'm going to leave it up to you to remind me. This week during our midweek show, unless something crazy happens, and we just have a topic that we just can't avoid, we need to talk about the University of Miami quarterback situation as it relates to moving forward, because and I brought this up in the press box with you and Brandon, and you know what? I feel comfortable mentioning this person. It was Larry Bluestein of immortal fame.
If you don't know Larry Bluestein, you're not a South Florida football fan.
Exactly.
Florida Kids 1 at AOL.com is still his email address. This guy knows every single football player from Optimist to pro down here.
And by the way, not just now, but like he can tell you back to like 1968. So like, I mean, like,
the third string left guard at Southridge, and then he was he also wrestled at 147 pounds. And like Bluestein is a true legend. Yeah.
So Blue, walking out of the game last week, said to me, he said, Brian, how is Miami supposed to recruit quarterbacks when they keep playing these guys from the portal, going in the portal and getting quarterbacks and not playing the guys they've recruited? And I thought about it all week, and then we brought it up at the press box. We had a discussion about it, but you and I need to discuss it for the audience coming up this midweek. So we will discuss that on the show. Go ahead.
Piggyback on that. I intentionally spoke to several people this week about quarterback recruiting, especially specifically to 2027, with that same kind of prism. So I extended that conversation out because of another conversation I was having with a Canes fan buddy of mine. I don't know if I'm going to bring that to the forefront, but like I think that will inform my part of the conversation a little bit as well. But yeah, so not only what Beast said, I had further individual conversations about it. I mean, look at me doing capital J journalism. Wow. But hey, it's not. It's little J journalism. Capital B blogging, like whatever. But, I talked to some other people too, got an additional color to the conversation. And I did write it down. This is my desk. This is my office. I have paper right here and my pen that I wrote it down with. So I wrote it. It is in a nice, neat little box for topics for the midweek show. And those of you watching and listening, you can think about what you think about with quarterback recruiting and portaling and whatnot, and leave us copious comments, not now, on the midweek show.
Yep, there we go. All right, that'll do it for the recap show. We will talk to you midweek. Please subscribe, please share, please like, please comment. Please tell Cam you disagree with everything he said, as you do every week, for some reason. I don't even understand.
No, I mean, I don't think it's every week. There have been things where everybody doesn't agree, and that's okay. We can disagree without being disagreeable. Also, I don't know if we even said it in time this episode. Miami won 41-7, in case we didn't. I just want to.
No, I said it right off the bat, but yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. It's been so long, I forgot. But okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a complete blowout. All right, for Cam Underwood, who's the managing editor of the State of You, go check out StateofTheU.com and follow Cam at Underwood Sports. I am Brian the Beast London. Follow me at Miami Radio Beast. We will see you next time right here, the Real Ones Canes podcast. Peace.